Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's a live studio. You could even hear, maybe you just heard their voices talking, off camera about issues, burning issues in our country and of course in our state. On this segment, it's all about Nigeria at 60. Yes, economy and security question. That is what we want to take a look at on this discussion segment. Since 1960, our independence till date. If you take a look at the security architecture, the economy, is it, plausible? Can one look at it and say, yes, Nigeria, really, we are doing well in these two regards? Or do you think there should be a fine-tuning, overhauling? What do you think is the pulse of an average Nigerian out there in the streets day to day, trying to eke out a living? What about some Nigerians that are not average, are just affluent, are just there doing their thing, having this good time? And do we still have a middle class in this country? Well, my analyst will be the one to throw more light on this. With me here in the studio, I have two vibrant youths. Yes, two vibrant youths, and we're talking about political analysis. They are in depth in it. They really know their onions when we talk about giving credence to topical issues. I believe that they can really enlighten you one way or the other. Join me to welcome Stanley Osaz. They're sitting very close to me. He is an entrepreneur and of course a political analyst. A very vibrant youth. Stan, welcome to Sunday's edition of TMI.
Thank you very much for having me. We've seen a match. All
right. And you get to hear put food on the table. I call him the voice of the masses. Yes, Osaho, Okoro, Obaraye, a vibrant youth, an entrepreneur, and a political analyst. Obaraye, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Thank you so much, Wilson. God bless you.
All right. Right now, before us is this topic, Nigeria at 60. We choose to focus on just two major fronts, economy and, of course, security. Some of the people that both goes hand in hand, while others are saying one supersedes the other. Obari, Nigeria at 60, taking a look at our economy, how far do you think we've fared?
Thank you so much. First of all, I think I want to congratulate my brother, Musaze, for the recent concluded Edo polls. For the victory of the polls, I think that's a great goal to show that if you believe in something, you don't look back. If I decide to trek to Libya today, I think I have no regrets, because whatever my heart tells me to do is what you need to do. So I think that's by the wayside. So let's go to the main question. Nigeria at 60, economy, security. I think you were supposed to hold a Bible and paper so I can start telling you that if at this age, thank God we are not yet 60, but I'm not sure it's your prayer that you should be what Nigeria is at 60 when you are 60. No man prayer would be, God, let my life be how Nigeria is now when I'm 60. I'm not trying to, but the only thing we are enjoying in Nigeria is our togetherness and happiness. Nigeria is known for their happiness even when there is nothing. Recently, I think I watched it on internet. The second time the governor of Boronu was attacked by government. A governor's convoy attacked and people killed in that convoy. So it goes to tell you, if the security officer of a place inside Nigeria is not secure, if the security officer, then tell me about the people that cannot move with that type of convoy, that their security is zero. Let's also go to economy. I'm not, what I'm saying here is Osama Okwobai. Then let's go to the economy. Where are we going to choose from? Is it the fuel issue that if you buy 140 in the morning, before in the evening is 160? Or is it the bad roads we drive on daily? I think we can also give kudos. We cannot just say everything wrong on the railway issue. But I also thank the governor for saying they should extend it to Edo, so we can also enjoy from it. I've been seeing it, not physically, but internet, that the what Muhammadu Buhari will be remembered for is the completion of the railway lines right from Kano to Lagos, which will also help in goods carriage, luggage from Kano to Lagos. So to me, we have something to be grateful for, which is we are still one Nigeria. But to follow what we see, as my lecturer this morning has deposited, about security and economy, I think I will have F9 if I score Nigeria A1. You are going to score me F9 because internally we know that for the very just now, things on ground economically and security wise are not really there. It's not there. The truth must be spoken. I get it now. You cannot really tell of what will happen next in Nigeria. When the rain was falling just now, I asked, are we not going to go offline? And my boss told me no, that now everything is secure. It goes to show that there's improvement here. I get it now. But the entire nation too, there's not this workability between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. You see everybody doing their own internet. The president doing his speech, try to compare Nigeria to Saudi Arabia.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Now, you just hold on. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Stan, you heard the opening remark of Obaraye. He has spoken and then given a solid foundation to this discussion. What do you feel about the security and economy question? But before we come to Stan, we want to go for a break. When we return, we will continue with this discussion. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. If you just joined us, this is this morning on ITV. We are taking a look at Nigeria at 60, the economy and security questions. Just join us right now in the studio. He is a professor and, of course, a head of a department in Uniben. Join me to welcome Professor Ralph Ehigato. Prof, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Professor, join now.
Okay, no, Stan, you're making your point. You're about to start to make your point on Nigerian 60 economy and security questions. So you can continue from where you stopped.
Actually, I have not started. I want to start.
Yeah.
So the truth of the matter is very clear. First and foremost, if you want to know if there is progress in this country, you look at the views and opinion of the people as far as the Independence Day celebration is concerned. During the Independence Day celebration, apart from major cities like FCT, Eagle Square, and let's say in some areas, we know before now that in an independence celebration like this, it's just like Christmas. Everybody rush to different places. I have not bought my chicken, I have not bought my this. But during Independence Day celebration, majority of persons, even when it was public holiday, people went to various assignments to go and hustle. Whereas that specific day is earmarked for celebration. So we do not need to begin to analyze here. The street can tell in itself that Nigeria is not well. As at today in our country. In fact, when it comes to the issue of economy, we cannot praise this nation in any way. In fact, I'm calling 0.0000000, but not in all ramification. The reason is that as at today, in our state, Edo State, we're already establishing a new positive economic template, which it is difficult for everyone to tag along. But today, thank God, people are now seeing reasons why we must change the previous narrative to a contemporary one. But when it comes to the issue of Nigeria holistically, we agree to the fact that, let's look at from the angle of the anti-corruption war. When you are in the good book of those who are prosecuting people. You are not corrupt. Here in Edo State, somebody announced in a podium that when you join so and so place, your sins have been forgiven. When you are here, your sins remain. So if we look at it, the truth of the matter is very clear. I don't think we even need this analysis because Nigerians are already aware. When it comes to the issue of food security, my brother just said something about fuel, the hike in price of fuel. Today it is like this. It was increased to 145. Later it went to 125. Today it's 160 something. In fact, different filling stations with their own views and ideology. We talked about deregulation of the downstream oil sector. But as of today, even though we are no longer paying the subsidy according to them, the subsidy is still going on through the back door. What about our refineries? Is there anyone working? Tell me one activity that is working in this nation. Nigerians are suffering, but one thing is this: it's so painful and so pathetic that Nigerians are still keeping quiet in the face of gross injustice that is being orchestrated against us. As far as we are concerned, this nation have not embarked on any protest since this dispensation came into being. In the past, we knew what happened when we heard about the subsidy activities.
All right.
It was international. It was national protest. I'm not instigating protest.
I'll come back to you because right now we don't want to dive into that dimension.
Okay, so
right
let me
now.
submit.
Yeah, please do submit.
My indulgence, please.
Right.
Let's see. In fact, I will say I will go to the media as well. The media is part of our problem, and I will not remove Winston Omacha. Winston Omacha is part of Nigerian problem because Winston Omacha have always refused us from saying what is supposed to be said in this country today.
Well,
the media is supposed to excuse me, stand. Thank you. The media is supposed to play. No, you're telling me stand. Let us say the way it is.
I will come back to you, Stan.
Come back to me, bro. I've been able to say
I will come back to you, Stan. It's not about me right now. It's about Nigeria at 60. And of course, following rules and regulations governing the airwaves, okay? If you follow rules and regulations governing the airwaves, I will not match your tongue. I will not even object. Anyway, it's not about me. Now, Prof, you are a prof, a don in the university, a lecturer, even governing, or will I say heading a department. Nigeria at 60, economy and security question. Take it up from there.
Let me really correct one impression. As I finished my service as HOD in June.
Okay.
After 4 years.
All right.
So I should refer as former
head of department.
So
Yes.
let me correct the impression.
Okay.
Yeah, Nigeria has not been. You see, remember when we were growing up in this state, I know what they call independence. So, and as I said before, it's what really a public holiday. Everybody will be at home. When we were in secondary school, primary school, go to stadium to participate in matches, in match pass. But now, you see, it's no longer so. So if you look at Nigeria as a whole, there's nothing wrong. If you want to exist in Nigeria, you have to have your own. You have to provide your light, electricity. You have to provide your water. You have to provide your road. Everything is difficult. Like he said, we are not experiencing any protests in this. I think they are very lucky. I could say so. I remember when Nigerians did this, we were all on the street. Even the president of Nigeria was part of the protest. Now we have increased bomb price from whatever it is to 161, 162 naira. Just like. And I saw this government comparing Nigeria with countries like Saudi Arabia and Co. Just like if I have a cassava farm, for example, I have the stem. I want to farm, I'll put the stem. Instead of processing that cassava in my house, I take it to Ibadan and bring it back to Benin for sales. Don't think that there will be additional cost. We have oil and gas in this country. We'll take it to that country to process and bring it back. You will say the price will make the same. It is not possible. So until the government has to address the issue of referendum in this country, after every year, budget is going on into that referendum that is not working. People are there, Nigerians are there, and they are paying them for just doing nothing. So it is something that we need to look at. Now, if you look at security, In those days, I can't actually drive from here to Abuja. I love driving. I stop on the way, and this is myself. But you can't try it. Around Dokoja, somebody will kidnap you. I just went to Port Harcourt. I was going to Port Harcourt. I was told I was on my way I went to Warri Road, but when I got to Logbo, I was stuck. I had to revise. Went through Onitsha, Owerri to Port Harcourt. You know how that? I spent several hours driving on the road. So when I was coming, I passed through Warri. The road is very, very bad. I have never experienced this kind of thing since I was born. That we don't have road in this country. And I don't know the area we are developing. I know we are increasing population and unemployment everywhere. So it's a very big issue. Sometimes I'm worried about our children. Where will they suffer if we cannot provide for them? It's a very, very big issue, and this government is not looking in that direction. You understand? Look at the other time, the chairman of NEC, this is the National Election Regulation Committee, is my friend. I told him, look, my friend, what we're about to do, it will not work. How can you increase tariff when we were asked, Nigeria asked, pay minimum wage? Some states cannot even pay 10,000 as you speak. No. So where are they going? Where are they going to get this money to survive this issue? The other time you see water bill, it was thrown out. They want to pass it to the back door. So we are not doing anything to save this contractor.
All right. There are some projects, or will I say some agenda put in place by the federal government to revamp Nigerian economy. Do you think that this project on the ground, they're not having the effect or the impact they're supposed to be having to make Nigeria economic hub to boost?
Name the project, please, so I can continue from there.
Thank you.
The project. You said there are some projects named by federal government to help boost the economy. So if you let me know, I think I will continue from there, because I don't know it.
Can you list all of them?
Thank you.
If you don't know it, as you can. So nothing.
I don't know anyone.
I don't know. I'm not comfortable with this. Are you going to say KDC?
Hold on now.
You are offering the mic now.
Hold on. No, but nobody's offering mic right now.
Okay.
Take a look at the agricultural projects, for instance. Let's start from there, because massive investment is being done right now in the area of agriculture. That is also one of the mainstay of Nigerian economy.
Thank you so much. I was just trying to play with you. The truth is that leaders has the best master print in piloting the affairs of their people. Nigeria also are the worst in trying to manifest their plans because of corruption. If you know how much the federal government has put into NDDC, I'm not sure the prof will be disturbed about the road that he drove for 7 hours, because that is a Niger Delta road. Yes. Trillions of naira was not used in bringing up Dubai from desert to where it is today, that they don't do any of that just for tourism. No, but everybody's dream is to visit Dubai, just to go and see. And if you go, you must use money. Now, that same money poured in Dubai that people are not going has been poured in Niger Delta. And people are offering the mic. When being asked how was the money spent, people were collapsing. When being asked how was the money spent, governors were trying to protect people. How did you spend Niger Delta money? Just so tell me, most time I don't want to say I regret being in Nigeria, but sometimes it is a better experience because it makes you stronger. I get it now. Sometimes you even forget to eat in a day because there's no food. You just pretend everything is okay. Nothing. 80% of people are just walking the street. You can see they're talking about SARS. That is their problem now. You know why they will talk about it? Because it has affected maybe one person close to them. This weekend now that just passed was the marriage of former Vice President Atiku. And you saw all the leaders together, all of them be together in one place. Because why? Their child is involved. when it concerns Ministry of Marshal, nobody knows you. So maybe it was a SARS official that embarrassed one of their visitors. And now you can say it's tweeting now, Operation Remove SARS. When SARS brutalized people in Benin, when you shout in Benin, it will not move from here to over here. The news will not fly. But when it affects them, you hear them saying, oh, this thing is too. So to me, it's high time Nigerians think of how to do this way. You can see President Donald Trump, after the debate, coronavirus came, and the poor man has been hospitalized. We wish him well. Now, let's also compare it to Nigeria. Our leaders will tell you they are going to Jamaica for so and so. And the next thing you start hearing news floating around that they are admission in UK. You can see secrecy, first of all, secrecy in leadership.
Right.
Secrecy in leadership for you to even know where your leader is and how your leader is copying.
Okay.
Okay. Before we see with your age, I'm sure you know that October 1st, you must buy a new stockings to go to stadium.
Yes.
New stockings, you must is the enjoyment, the happiness is not there that everybody gather. We will gather at Dancing Road. From there we move straight down to a stadium.
Yes.
The happiness is there. Everybody, before you come back, your food is ready. Your chicken, your head, or the leg, or your mother will tell you, go and carry your food. You're not close to you are happy. My kids now don't even know when it's October 1st.
Okay, I will come on to you. Now, Stan, we're talking about non-oil derivation that this government have been able to put in place. According to report, it has skyrocketed to about, let's say, 20% or thereabout derivation outside oil, just to boost the economy. What do you have to say about that? At least these are efforts.
The beauty about it is
that
we have all these documents on television, newspaper, print media, as the case may be. The question is, does this thing really reflect in the lives of the ragtags, the downtrodden in our contemporary urban and rural society? The answer is no. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Sorry to say, I am angry. I ought not to even come to this debate today, because if you allow me to speak what's in my mind, I will say so many things. But let me just manage myself. Now, in this country today, we said rice have been banned. Importation of rice have been banned. But go to Lagos State, you have foreign rice everywhere, sold at a cheaper rate. But when the same foreign rice is coming to Edo, Benin, custom in the local will impound any vehicle that is bringing it. Go to the northern part of the country, these rights are available. Does it mean that those in the south, southeast are not part of this country? This country on its own is built on the basis of foundation of gross injustice. And we are not happy about it. It is the truth. I can come here to tell you that, yes, everywhere we are in Nigeria, we speak in English. This will not be the time to tell you speak English. We will say it as it is. That is why today I'm very, very glad that through our media outlet, our phone, we can be able to express our opinion without anybody off in the mic. According to what my brother said, and I subscribe to it, we will say it the way it is. If you want to arrest us, come and arrest us. But for the fact that we are agitating for the overall benefit of this country, I believe it's a task that must be done. That is that. Then which alternative revenue are you talking about? As of today, rice before, it is, in fact, every Nigerian loves to eat rice. On Sunday, it's earmarked for rice in every home. But today, it has transcended into eba, yam and cocoyam. Everybody can no longer have access to this rice. Although some of us have the opportunity to buy rice, because to some extent, we have the ability to as well get some certain things from the system. How many persons can have access to this rice today in Nigeria? It's very few. Even if you can buy, at least you should be able to cook that particular rice the way it is, because if you choose to select out the stone that will be available within the cost of what you can afford, if you have 1 cup of rice, you are going to cook just 3 seeds, because within the amount of money that you have, you are going to get the one that stone surpasses. So the truth of the matter is very clear. Let's tell ourselves the simple truth. This country is not moving forward. This country is stagnant. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are crying. Then when you talk about the oil sector and the revenue that is coming out from it, We always hear on a daily basis in the National Assembly, so and so billions of dollars is appropriated to this. We want to borrow billions of this to this. We want to borrow. The question is, what is the trickle-down effect of this money as far as the interest of Nigerians is concerned? Nobody benefits from it. Even the professor that is sitting here today, a former HOD, I can authoritatively tell you that not until recently, when the narrative is changing in Edo State, a mere individual that have no access to education, a professor cannot celebrate 1 billion. No, a professor, if you go and check this professional account, he doesn't even have 50 million. But in this state,
where will I get 50 million?
but in this state, a man that have no access to any alma mater, these people are celebrating billions. We see no matter. It is because of the fact that you must adhere strictly to the MBC rule. You, in your heart and mind, you are not happy. None of us here is happy. Go and sample opinion poll. Nigerians are crying. Now, today, we will not blame the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We will blame Osakwenokwodi, myself. We will blame Professor. We will blame Obaraye, who are enlightened persons that refuse to call those persons who led protest against President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in 2010. 2011. But as of today, the whole of us remember no single protest in this country.
Thank you.
This gross injustice.
Thank you.
Mr. Omasho, please let me submit.
Submit, please.
Because now, as we speak today, the whole elite in this country, those of us who have access to literate education, have refused to speak out because we are afraid to go to prison. But we fail to understand the fact that the prison is not meant for goats. Goat is for it's not meant for lions. Lion is meant to be in the zoo. Prison is for human being. Let's see what we can do to right this wrong, even if it means going to prison. As we speak today, the entire world celebrate Madiba. Because it's not as if he achieved much. But he decided to say, I'm not afraid of that place. If I go there, the resultant will be efficacious. Let me go. And as of today, it's no longer living, but its lasting legacy is still on ground. I think we should emulate that and begin to call these people to order. If it demands us to go to prison, let us go.
All right. I'll start this way. You've submitted already. I really want to watch your emotions. You said that you're really upset.
Yes,
but just calm down. Calm down, because I can see the temper rising already. This is just switch topic.
I know the suffer,
but we have to. Yes, we have to really stay on course. Now it's like, from general observations, from what people have been saying, Nigerians, many of them, not all of them, they're not really happy with the current situation on the ground. What do you think should be done at this point to make Nigerians really feel that joy and that happiness of being called a Nigerian?
See, first of all, I want to just say one, two things. First, I go to the question. My friend here said the professor will have 50 million in account. How will you get it?
You can't.
I want to say here, no professor in Nigeria University that earn out of 500,000 a month. I'm saying it. Because when you see professors,
it's supposed research and development personnel.
When you see professors, and before you can earn to get that amount of money, you must spend 10 years as a professor. I'm saying it. And my colleague are here, what I'm saying. So when you say lecturer agitate for salary increment, this, what I say, what I receive so big. It's really when you can only, somebody who are professionals. We go extra man to do a professional work, to get additional funding to take care of our family. Not university money. I said brain that I was educated for 4 years. I ran that department with personal money. It's not the fault of the university, but no allocation. That's the issue. So we must know this one. Then on the issue of agriculture, when you say that they have investment in agriculture, how much is a bag of rice today?
Agriculture, non-oil derivatives, minerals. I think Nigerians are into it right now.
I think,
according to reports,
APC as government need to apologize to Jonathan. Jonathan got back I think about 9,000 or
8,075.
Yes. And dollar of 180, 190. Today where are we? Some like Mohammed need to apologize to Nigeria for saying that there was no subsidy.
Anyway, we don't want to go into name mentioning right now.
No. We must say
there are reasons for that, because they're not able to defend themselves.
Yes. That's why sometimes when you write, I don't want to complain. You don't want to say my mind. Let me say my mind. Let Nigerians talk. how much does House of Assembly member receive a month? Until we address those issues.
Mama receive certificate.
So they make them they have a pass and a class in university. Somebody didn't even have to go to university. So we must address this issue. Look, there is total the separation between among we are not one at all. How if a relative can receive about 15 to 30 million naira a month? A professor that taught him receive less than 500,000 naira. Is that injustice? If I write one equation down, they don't know it. One equation. They don't know it. And there are people controlling us. So we must look at all those issues. There's injustice in this country. If you are from some group of from ethnic group nationality in Nigeria, you get special treatment. It's not to be so. He said just on that. If the right, I go to Lagos, I see foreign rights in Lagos. Foreign rights, you can't find it. It is not true. So that time I go to Abuja, you see funny there. How they said there's a border closure, but we get this here. So we must address the injustice we have in Nigeria. It's glaring. Do you know that recently NFPC employed? I have a brother. You don't know. You don't see the advert. Go to NFPC, NPDC, Supply Road. There are some particular tribe that have dominated that company now to speak. So we must address this issue of injustice in this country. When the admission came in, they said there's no pursuing me. Before they know it, so they compiled lists of students for admission in University of Benin. List. So I said, what kind of country are we? And the people here are not from part of the country. List of students. You know what? Medicine, engineering. They don't want to go to all those other areas. Is that not injustice? And that year now, that is their 40 year now. They are the worst student in all university. That year that they write pursuing me. If you look at their result, very bad. I've sampled all universities. It's the same thing. Because they were not properly admitted to the university. So those are these. We must separate. We must look at those days. The way Nigeria was good. Can we go back there?
Anyway, people will still say Nigeria is still good. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually.
How will you get there when you are not started?
We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. All right, now it's like economically speaking, none of you gave Nigeria a pass mark.
No, zero.
And you gave reasons for that, and nobody will blame you because you're speaking from your experience and what you've seen and what you're going through. But I would still want to reiterate that the rules and regulation of the airwave they adhere to. That is my duty. We'll finish talking about the economy, which is not doing so well. Even the presidency admitted to that in the page of the newspaper. Say, yes, we are not doing well, but we can still do better. What about the aspect of security, Obaraye? What can be done to really fine-tune that aspect?
Thank you so much, my brother. I think most time if I live here, I go home and really, boy, your issue bothers me more. Because I see you are sitting in a place where you know the truth, but you cannot open up just to save your own job. So in trying to save your job, you can see that the terrain you are, that's the country where you are doing your job, it's not also giving you peace. You get it now? If we're in the same place, you are supposed to be celebrated because you're supposed to help guide and let people speak the truth to you. But when you see a man telling you that this is happening, saying, hey, stop, off the mic, it's for you to quickly save your job. I understand you. So that is why you also see, not that I don't know what to say or how to say it, but I can say it and today, tomorrow, at TV, people ask. So that, don't worry, the future to me will be better. Our kids will also come. Maybe then we'll have a better place. Let me also tell you what just happened recently. If you have a laptop, you can check it. DSS recruitment. I'm sure you can see it there.
Yes.
530 something to 89 or 90. The 530 something from the north, the 99 from the south, west, and east. That is because this one was because somebody heard of it. You can also see, if you also check, a rep member in the north, his constituency, police officers, over 200. It happened. I'm not, these facts are there. You have a laptop, you can just Google it, a rep member. Then I also let you know that if a man from the north buys a car or imports a car from anywhere, taking it to the north, nobody stops him. I'm telling you this, we are not trying, I'm just telling you the fact.
It's a fact.
If Osaopo buys a car from Lagos, not yet numbered, bringing it to Benin, my brother is like a camel passing through the eye of the needle to take it down to Benin. You might survive it, but you cannot survive the one to take care of the lawyer. Close it. You can see, you are also watched it when people rebelled. They fought and they killed somebody and they went to burn or scatter their place. It goes to tell you the country we live in, that even the security personnel they have no head. They know those to arrest. A policeman celebrates when posted to Edo. A policeman weep when posted to the north. I have a friend in the road safety that told me that those road safety officers that fought somebody at PZ Junction at Sapele Road, it was on air, I hope you saw it, that their punishment from Abuja was to transfer them to the north. That's the punishment. And a lot of us, so you mean to, he said yes. He said because they are going to sit in the office 247 there. Nothing happens there, just your salary only. But in Edo, if a road safety officer comes here, within the first 2 months, he or she will get a land. Same with a police officer. Because why our people are scared. And our people don't know, may not let them stay police station. People pay. They pay easily. So he goes to tell you that we are in a place where nothing is balanced. The professor has told you something. An House of Rep member on Wednesday or Tuesday, because I'm a mobile news, confessed that his basic salary, just salary, is 8 million. That the onions, curry, and maggi, the salt, and the oil that makes up his office, it's over 30-something million, making it over 30-something million monthly. For one man. My brother Wilson, 20-something million. If God blesses us with it, about 5 of us here now, and if you are sensible, we put it into our farm, we put it on whatever we do. My brother, in the next 4 or 5 years, you will, if God blesses you to it, that flu does not enter your farm, you will be able to employ at least 10-20 persons to help you feed, help you guide, help you do something. But one man gets it, and the man will tell you, he shares it. So shares it for who? Shares it for what? I don't want to you. Sometimes if I say something, they will say, but you be my friend, why you go to talk up? But I also tell them the truth that you are doing something wrong. The issue of COVID-19 palliative came up. And people became millionaires through it.
Money.
The Minister of Marshall was giving 32 million for palliative, for this, and the rest. No, I'm giving example. I always want to use your name, just as a friend.
All right.
If I use to list them, like to look as if maybe people will always believe, but for you people will know. I get it. So you give them, and it doesn't get to the place. It doesn't. If the money, our budget, the way they draw it, the way they analyze it, the way they will tell you, my brother, it has taken Nigeria government over 26 years to tie the road from Downstream Road to Lagos. If Nigeria was the private property of President Wilson or Marshall, tying Lagos to Kano will not take you a year. I get it now. It goes to show that our government knows what have you not been to their houses? Their houses, things are moving. There's 24 hours light. You won't hear the gen walking in their houses. How come if you are able to make your house so comfortable? You have swimming pool, you have helipad where the cutter will drop you or pick you up if you have everything. Why can't you also that thing work everywhere.
All right.
So to me, I'm not angry. The reason why I'm not angry is that thank God all of us are here. I get it now.
Right.
Where no man will no sabi when there is life, there is hope. So we are here. I believe that Nigeria will be good, but not we are not going to repeat, but people are going to remember to say there was don't pretend we are already it's not going to work. It's going to take Nigeria another 40 years. 40 years to get this right.
Thank you.
It's going to that time when you see a professor. I don't from my primary one teacher to my professor, anyone, I don't see them and look at them on their faces. I bow to look at them, because if not for them, I will not be where I am today.
Thank you.
So until Nigerians know the places of a politician, the place of a professor, the place of a tout, until we start putting people in their places and according them the respect.
Thank you.
This will not work well.
Thank you so much, and that is your last comment on this particular segment. Stan, over to you.
Now, when we talk about insecurity, the final stage of insecurity is kidnapping, gun running, and other attacks. But the question is, what is the starting point of insecurity that will now lead to the overblown problem that we see in our contemporary urban society? First, in Nigeria today, the structure is organized to breed insecurity. We have what we call the Federal Character Commission. If Mr. Professor have the ability to address this problem, because of that particular commission, they will say, no, it is the stone of Igwezebao, whereas it is the man who has the capacity to address that problem is from Ukumu. But because of the commission, you go to Igwezebao to go and bring incompetent person to address that problem. And if that problem is not being addressed, it's gradually breeding into the insecurity that we are talking about. In the last 12 years to 13 years, Nigeria has spent over $50 billion in electricity. They did no light. If I say, and if I should tell you now to carry your calculator to convert $50 billion to Naira, that calculator will crash. Even if the calculator gives you the result, you can't read it. Even if it gives you the result in Naira, you can't read it. So what are we talking about when we discuss about insecurity? Now, we've talked about the Federal Character Commission. Now, let's look at the full-blown insecurity in itself. As of today, when we identify a specific injustice in our society, we have the media to help us blow it out. But because of the fact that we have the NTD, or whatever you people call it, that controls the media, immediately they will always put this stringent condition, not for the media in itself or those who are media practitioners. It is designed to protect the privileged rich. Why continue to perpetuate on inequality, emphasizing on low-class docility in our contemporary urban society? I am a professional town planner. I read urban and regional planning as a profession. I know what is plaguing every society. As of today, before you talk about the full-blown insecurity in itself, look at the mechanism that is leading to that. So people say, there's kidnapping everywhere, there's this everywhere. What started it? As of today, we have what we call, before we have juvenile delinquency in our society, but today we have both adult and juvenile delinquency. In our churches today, if the pastor chooses to come out to say, Father, in the name of Jesus, a woman that puts on trousers, a woman that exposes herself is not right in the sight of God, the next Sunday nobody will go to that church. Not until when the pastor tells you, without work, by the power of God Almighty, your account will receive 15 million. The person, amen. Everybody wants results without hard work. Then what do you expect? At the end of the day, you have this full-blown insecurity in our society. So first, we can not only be criticizing without providing a solution to this problem. From the up to the bottom, the federal government in itself must be up and doing, because as we speak today, we heard about the NDC saga. As I'm here, in fact, I want to state this. Very soon, if our politics continue like this, I will resign from political activity so that I can be speaking my mind. You will not say, party more ye, we will resign politically, they will begin to speak the truth. As we are, because I cannot see black, and I will say, no, this black is white. It is difficult for me. That is the truth. So the truth of the matter, if we want to solve this problem, the presidency must start from himself. First, today in our state, those who we know stole our money want to decide who becomes the next in the state to rule. In fact, there is a challenge to His Excellency of Governor Gordon Olaso Obaseki. With due respect to him, he must be ready to fight in the second term to bring the book any person or group of persons that is holding in stock the collective resources of Edo people. Let us do it the way it is. Let us say it the way it is. Because if Nigeria is not good, let's take an example. We are saying that professor does not have money, which is true. But a professor has his personal enclave where he faced. If everybody in that area cannot eat, believe me, professor will be living in insecurity, pure one. That man doesn't come off and want a block. So it will do ourselves good if we begin to fight to right the wrong in our society. Not to you, Mr. Winston Majo. I will always say the fact. You are really trying. You are doing your possible. Apart from protecting your job, you are as well protecting the consortium that you are working in today. I will not blame this consortium. The consortium have no rights whatsoever to begin to speak. When before they got their license, it was purely spread out by the NCD or whatever you call it. I don't know that this and this, if it happens like this, we are going to sanction you. So the business personnel must always engage in profit maximization. He has no option than to work in line with what has been given as an established rule. So it is our collective responsibility now to target that consortium or that regulatory body that is restricting you from speaking what is right. So I want to advise every one of us. We have our social media handle. The government in Egypt, Hosni Mubarak, was toppled via social media. In what's the name of this country where somebody set himself on fire? Tunisia. Okay. The social media did the same thing. This is the reason why they are increasing the cost of data today in Nigeria. Sorry, please. The cost of data today in Nigeria. They know you cannot buy the data, so that you cannot speak.
Thank you.
So please, it is time for us to speak.
Thank you, Stan. That is your last comment on this segment. You summarize the way forward because complaints upon complaints.
I think the way forward, one of the issues I look at is that the federal government should look at total federalism. Where you have the government of a state taking over the state affair. Such that if there's any issue, we have somebody to call on. You understand? Look, my governor, this is wrong. This is right. Our youth are not, they get training, for example. But, for example, I was talking to one weather over the weekend. I told him that, look, what's happening that your shop is always closed? He told me that the problem you have is electricity. But he had generator. The generator is giving him a problem. He has no money to acquire any generator. This is a guy who never have his key. But what he needs to work with is not having it. So we should have electricity, for example. You know, it is in the hand of the state. We'll call on our government, look, we need this thing. If all the state, like in overseas, for example, we have total federalism, you pay royalty to the government. Because the money with the federal government is too much that they don't remember states.
Okay.
So we need to look at that. Because they have said a lot of things.
Okay.
That I don't need to start repeating all that they have said.
Okay.
So, but this insecurity is an issue, it's a very big issue in our state.
Right.
And in our country as a whole, and the government should do everything possible to see how they can help us out.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate the wonderful analysis, and I want to also appreciate you for doing your best possible to put your emotions under control. I know it wasn't easy.
You can't talk about the defect in Nigeria without not being angry. That's not the truth.
I know it wasn't easy. Yeah. Well, we'll get there. If you do the right thing, if I do the right thing, if all of us do the right thing, we'll eventually get there. Nigerian 60, we are still one indivisible entity. It's that time for us to take a look at, yes, setting agenda for the Obaseki administration, breaking the jinx of the second tenure. You get to hear the second tenure, they don't always do well. Can he break that jinx? We'll be right back after this break.
Because of you, I'm alive. I can walk. It because of you, I can walk. Even I can talk. It because of you, I can talk. Cause you are the owner of my life and my soul. And I just want to say thank you for everything. Yeah. I will worship Jesus forever. I will worship him every day. I will worship Jesus forever. I will worship him every day. Yeah. I will worship Jesus forever. I will worship him every day. I will worship Jesus forever. I will worship him every day.
I'm alive, it's because of you. I'm alive, I can walk. It's because of you, I can walk. I can talk. It's because of you, I can talk. Cause you are the owner of my life and my soul. I just wanna say thank you for everything.
Lord, I will worship.
I will worship Jesus forever.
Lord, I will worship you forever.
Him every day.
Lord, I worship.
Worship Jesus forever.
Lord, I worship you.
I will worship him every day.
Lord, I worship you.
Worship Jesus forever.
You alone deserve it all. You alone deserve it all. You alone deserve it all.
Jesus forever.
Lord, I worship.
Worship him every day.
Raise it up. I will.
It's because of you I'm alive.
Even I can walk.
It's
Hey.
because of you.
Yes, summer. Hey.
It's because of you.
Cause you heard me over. And I will. And I just want to say, woo! I will.
Worship Jesus forever.
Lord, we give it all to you. You are life, you are love, you are everything to us. Lord, I will worship you. Yeah. Lord, I will worship you. Yeah. Lord, I will worship you, Lord. Lord, I will give you love. Yeah. I will worship you, Lord, every day. We will worship. We will worship. We will worship. We will worship. Lord, I will worship. Lord, I will worship. No matter what the circumstances may be. Lord, I will worship. Lord, I will worship. Lord, I will worship. Lord, I worship. No matter what the case. Lord, I worship you, Lord. You alone deserve. Let us worship. I will worship Jesus forever.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about setting agenda for Edo State Governor. Yeah, Godwin Obaseki breaking second term jinx. You get to hear when it comes to second term, it's just oh one bear, nothing will be done. Is it going to be the same for this administration, or you'll be able to crack this jinx? Just joining us right now in the studio is a legal practitioner, a political analyst. Join me to welcome Barrister Timothy Austin. Welcome to TMI. Yeah, so this edition. Welcome. Still very close to him, we still have a Prof. Yeah, Raphael Higato, and of course Stanley Osaze. Gentlemen, Second Missionary John. Welcome. Now, let me start off from you, or with you rather. Second term. Talk about governors, presidents in Nigeria, according to records or antecedents, they don't really do well. People are complaining about this. What do you think will be different in this administration?
Well, from my standpoint, I want to say that first and foremost, let me congratulate the governor on his election. And by direct reference to your question, I want to say that I am very optimistic. I'm persuaded beyond any shadow of doubt that this governor is going to excel. He's going to outperform what he did in his first term. And I have good reasons for that.
Now, what are the reasons?
Well, the governor has shown, first and foremost, to the people of Edo State, that he's not your normal politician, but someone who believes, you know, by reason of experience in performing. And I am persuaded that with this in mind, and how the people of Edo State came out to ensure his victory this time around, he's going to over-impress the people. The man has started setting out the agenda, and I know that come the swearing in November, the man is going to really begin to perform remarkably.
Prof, do you share his opinions and view, that optimism, that trust? Mind you, this is what the kind of trust that people no matter repose on their governor for a second term that is going to do exceedingly well, but most of the time they are disappointed.
Yeah, first of all, I want to congratulate our governor for his re-election against all odds. And I quite believe, because if you see before the election, work actually stopped in Edo State. When the issue between his predecessor and you know, that issue came up. So there was nothing was going on in Edo State. He was just fighting to survive. We all saw it. Now he has survived, and he now knew that the people of Edo State, beneath the Edo people, are really behind him, because we voted him in.
That's it.
He had no option not to perform, because you remember, he was in APC. Now he's now in PDP. PDP government stopped doing somebody took over from PDP, from PDP as ACN that time. Now PDP is now back in our state. They need to prove to us that the PDP of the new PDP we are now seeing is different from the old one. Because if it doesn't work, our card, voters card, we use against them. They know. Okay. So he has no option than to prove again that, look, the Obaseki we voted for, the Obaseki we all cried for, is back again to help us solve our problem. Okay. So I'm sure 100% he won't disappoint us.
All right, now let me come to the Coordinator General, Edo Diaspora Connect Worldwide. Stand to be in the forefront, chanting like, you know, this should happen during the election. But like what you rightly said, in course of this squabble, in course of the fight, everything, talking about infrastructural development and the rest of them, was stagnant, apart from the salaries of workers which was being paid. But talking about development, road construction, it was like at a standstill. Breaking the jinx of the second term. Do you see him breaking that jinx?
A system is said to be the collection of parts or events that can be seen as a single whole thing. Due to the interdependent and interactions of those parts or events, that is to say, if you have headache in your head, your subsystem might not be able to function. You need total well-being to be able to act. Under his first term, Governor Godwin Obaseki was in the fight to save his head. And even at that, he performed exceptionally well. Not to talk of now that leaders here sitting and many other people around the world supported him. Today, He's not a governor of Edo people. No one man will come out to say, I made him governor. I want to quickly open one secret to you. Before the run-up of the election, I will not mention name. A man in this state who was part of those fighting the governor ran to meet the governor. Your Excellency, I am tired. I want to support you now. Because that one have already studied the political temperature that the governor will win. The governor replied him, please, I know you are not you are no longer part of those who are fighting me, but wait, let me win my election first before you come to support me. Because I do not want you to say you made me governor for the second term. Now, if you look at his performance in his first time, you know, many persons have been carried away by road construction. Let's look beyond that. As we speak, we now have more technically oriented personnel in Edo State than ever before. I, for one, in the past, which depends on let us share the money from government, honorarium must come into being. But under the tutelage of the Obaseki administration, he made us to relearn our talent. As we speak today, I now recall that I have the capacity to do survey. I now recall that I'm a professional town planner.
But we are a surveyor.
Excuse me,
If
sir.
we do our job, we will take it over.
Let me come myself. Then, definitely, when I finish my survey work, I will come to you to lodge it in. And that is why today, as we speak, yes, I'll pay the fees. That's why today we will have this an opportunity to create a synergy.
Yes.
We'll go beyond this after this discussion.
No problem.
Now, let me just tell ourselves the simple truth with all due respect. We're not deterred our talent. As we speak today, the CFO office opened by the governor, we know how much was CFO in the past.
Yes.
Some of us now, even if we have not been able to get a direct approval from the governor to be a consultant to that particular consortium. But believe you me, I am an informal consultant. I know how many CFO I do on a daily basis. And as the coordinator general Edo Diaspora Connect Worldwide, those around the world are giving me the support to do this.
All right.
So I'm coming. This is
Hold on. I want to go for a break. When we return, we'll continue this discussion, breaking the second term jinx. Can he pull it out? We'll be right back.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about breaking the jinx of the second term. Setting an agenda for Governor Godwin Obaseki. Now we're with you, Stanley. Now, if the governor really wants you, if you want to set up a kind of an agenda, set an agenda for the governor, which aspect do you really want him to focus on?
To be candid with you, Governor Godwin Obaseki is a workaholic governor. That is a fact. If he's not a workaholic governor, will come here to say it. Those who fought him in the past and those who intend fighting him in the future, no one has ever come out to say we are doing this because he ate our money. No. The only issue being raised is he refused to share. But the truth of the matter is very simple. This current administration is now giving people the opportunity to really understand their inbuilt expertise. Whereas in the previous and in the past, everybody sits. I will not remove myself from this. Everybody sits to wait because how much will they pay you in that normal job that you're doing? How much? Whereas when you know that if you can say, now we were here, now we were here, they are the political leaders in this area, money will come in. Let me tell you what happened. A day to the Edo by elections. Everybody around to the governor, Your Excellency, this election, these other people want to share money. They want to share money. Do you know what he told everybody? Go back to your polling unit and work. I am not sharing a dime to anybody. If I lost the election, I will go back to my business. I have every document. I did not eat a single dime from a door, so no EFCC can prosecute me. It is about you, and it's about me. Go and fight to defend. Do you know what happened? Edo people collected money from the other divide and voted their conscience.
All right.
Sorry, sir.
All right.
Obaseki was elected. So the truth of the matter is, for now, this is the first of its kind of election. Where's a dozen in the diaspora worldwide? Even the opposition came out on ITV here to say a day after the election that anybody we campaign to, they will tell us our brother or sister in the diaspora said we should go and vote for Obaseki. And people in the diaspora understands governance even more than those of us in Nigeria here, because they know what real governance is. It's not all about let us go and tie road. At the end of the day, people coming back to destroy the road because of lack of maintenance contract.
Okay, thank you.
We must imbibe the right quality, and Obaseki will do the right thing at the right time. And the second tenure is sure.
Now let's take a look at the employment aspect. Do you think you should do more in the employment aspect? Because many Edo youths, as we speak right now, they're unemployed. Set an agenda for Governor Obaseki.
Well, I will answer that question this way. The government naturally will need to do more. It is part of his electoral promises. He promised the people that he will do more. But question is, has he done employment at all? Has he employed a reasonable population of the youths? The answer to me is yes. We have the Edo Best, we have the Edo Park, we have the Edo Jobs, and people are working. And of course,
then how come many are still complaining?
That is because
redundancy.
For me, many people just prefer what he said earlier, share the money. Give us money. And the truth is, some people don't even want to do the legal work, the normal jobs that people do. Go to the farms that have been set up by government to go and pick a job. You go to the electrical plant that has been built, pick a job. What about the housing estate at Upper Sakmova?
Yes.
Pick a job. People don't, the Monta housing estate, people don't want to work. The truth is, everybody believes that the moment you are a member of a political party, money must flow. You must join a group. And by joining that group, what do you get? If you do not have, you know, whether it is skilled or unskilled labor, there is labor. Now, so for me, if you say that the governor needs to do more, the answer is in the affirmative. Will he do more? I continue to say yes, because this governor has shown that, look, I can really deliver on my promises. More people will be employed. What about the healthcare centers that he has built? 20 of them in 18 local governments. And the man is even thinking of setting up 10 kilometers. Every 3 wards must have a healthcare center out of the 192 wards in Edo State. Every 3 units, I beg your pardon. So that at the end of the day, for those who want to work, they will get the job. But for those who don't want to work anyway, the choice is theirs.
All right. You guys are saying as if it is just perfect cook and curry. But now, if you take a look at this regard, he said the governor has employed as the first time he mentioned some aspects, but some persons have divergent views and opinions about this. Prof, take it up from there.
When I look at when I get to see that Obaseki has not employed, sometimes I watch it on ITV here. Some person was saying that he has not employed anybody. My in-law is a medical doctor. Obaseki employed him. He's the head of the hospital at Inus today. Obaseki employed him. So that time he employed a lot of medical doctors from the state. So and some nurses, when I hear people say, they don't affect me directly because it's my brother-in-law. So when I hear people say Obaseki don't employ, I don't understand. You see, God is looking for who to bless by the work of your hand. If you don't go to school, you learn trade. If you don't learn trade and you don't go to school, how will you be employed? How will you be employed? If you don't train yourself, if somehow you went to school, now if you don't go to school, you can go and learn mechanic, go and learn furniture. But when you don't learn anything, you do at home, you say you are looking for employment. How will you be employed? You are useless. Obaseki has employed, I'm saying it, I'm giving an example, go and verify it. You know, the boy that, the one that I did wedding, my boy that did wedding at one time, he's what I'm talking about. He work in the hospital in New York. Obaseki employed him. So when you say this thing, I don't know. I'm not a politician, my son, but I want to say something here. I want to commend the former governor of the state. He's the most intelligent politician I have ever seen. He was the one that took power from the opposition and returned the same power to the same opposition. I congratulate him.
Okay. Stan, when we talk, no, people are like saying that in Nigeria you get to see redundancy in second tenure of the same administration. We're talking about breaking the jinx right now. Now, if he has done so much according to what all of you are saying, then what is left to be done?
Okay,
the second term.
Let us, you know, even in the university, on a daily basis or on a yearly basis or on a quarterly basis, student tends to come in.
Yes.
And go out. We have continuous population growth in our country. Most especially now that with the advent of modern medicine, we now have low death rates, high birth rates, high fecundity rates, and low morbidity rates. So you tend to have population growth. So this population needs to be engaged. The best economy in the world, the government did not employ everybody. America. The government built an enabling environment for SMEs to strive and for other consortium and industry to give employment. But we really need to define employment so that our people understand what employment really means. I, for one, today, I'm not working in any ministry or parastatal, but I'm employed by Obaseki. How? As of today, I called myself a consultant. Isn't it?
Yes.
Even if it is informal, I have not been able to formalize it, but I am a consultant today, informal consultant to that particular ministry. And as of today, I met someone again who I believe can immediately sign any of this survey document and lodge it.
Yes.
Pay the normal dues, it has been lodged. Because it's a professional, a certified personality.
So I just connected both of you right now.
Now, so when you talk about when you talk about employment, we have what we call direct employment and indirect employment. I am a beneficiary of indirect employment, and I want to authoritatively say this, that even those who works in any ministry of parastatals cannot tell me that within a month they will receive more than me. But I am an indirect person as far as employment is concerned. And our professor said it from the initial stage of our discussion. He said, no professor receive up to about 500,000, but they make it because of their professional know-how.
Yes.
And I think I am in that dimension today. And invariably, if and the persons that have been employed have the opportunity to receive money, that person gets a loan, he will call professor to survey it. That's an indirect employment done by the professor through the Obaseki administration. So in a nutshell, when we are setting agenda in respect to employment and any other activity, let's be factual. Let us remove and jettison politics from this. Obaseki has done well and is going to do well the more. A man who was under fighting did what? Achieved all that. Not to talk of now that he's enjoying the collective mandate of the people.
Thank you so much. Barrister, you're going to have the last line of this discussion. What advice do you have for the government? It's like so much expectation is so high. What do you think you should do to satisfy the yearnings of Edo citizens?
Well, the governor has been elected by the people of Edo State. He owes it a duty to the people to deliver on the mandate that has been given to him. He owes it a duty. No excuse will suffice. Therefore, my very straightforward advice to him is, please, consult. Make consultations across board in all the local governments and find out what the people are in need of as a matter of urgency from time to time, and make sure you deliver on those things. You have been elected as governor of Edo State, not governor of the Benin speaking, not governor of the ESA, the FMI, and so on and so forth. You are governor of Edo State. Make sure that you leave positive footprints on the sands of time.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Well, I know that the governor is here. They are watching this program. Always gets feelers. You've heard them. You've heard them. The expectations are high. Do not let Edo citizens down.
Stan, thank you for coming. Prof, thank you so much for coming. And of course, Barrister Austin, thank you so much for coming.
Grateful. Thank you.
It will be great if we do the right thing, put our hands together and work collectively for the success and growth of this state. Breaking this